Alright, so if the internet is up in a frenzy, everybody's panicking. They threw their underwear out the window, their panties are tied up in a knot. It's game over. Gayle King recently did an interview with the fabulous basketball women NBA player Lisa Lesli, where she asked questions about Kobe Bryant. Now, here's the thing. Majored in broadcasting, bachelor's in communication. Obviously, I couldn't really get a job outside of YouTube with my degree, but since I graduated and made all A's or B's and graduated, mind your business. Point is, was she really wrong, or was she just been a journalist? I'm gonna take the fence. I think Gayle King was just being a journalist. That's right. Well, but hey, now before you take away my black card, hit me out. And before I go any farther, just in case you're unfamiliar with what I'm saying, let's play a couple of clips and I'll get back to it.
Mambacita was going to make it. She was going to be in the WNBA.
It's been said that his legacy is complicated because of sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003, 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
It's not complicated for me at all. Even if there's a few times that we've been at a club at the same time. Kobe's not the kind of guy, never been like, you know, Lisa, go get that girl, or tell her, or send her this. I have other NBA friends that are like that. Kobe's, he was never like that. I just never have ever seen him being the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That's just not the person that I know.
But Lisa, you wouldn't see it though. As his friend, you wouldn't see it.
And that's possible. I just don't believe that. And I'm not saying things didn't happen. I just don't believe that things didn't happen with force.
Is it even a fair question to talk about it, considering he's no longer with us and that it was resolved? Or is it really part of his history?
I think that the media should be more respectful. At this time, it's like if you had questions about it, you've had many years to ask him that. I don't think it's something that we should keep hanging over his legacy. I mean, it went to trial.
Yeah, but it was dismissed because the victim in the case refused to testify, so it was dismissed.
And I think that
I had only seen the clip that you saw. I'd be extremely angry with me too. I am mortified, I'm embarrassed, and I am very angry.
That's Gayle King responding to backlash over her interview with Lisa Lesli about Kobe Bryant. The CBS This Morning co-host took to Instagram early Thursday morning with her side of the story.
Unbeknownst to me, my network put up a clip from a very wide-ranging interview, totally taken out of context, and when you see it that way, it's very jarring. It's jarring to me. So I've been told, or I've been advised, to say nothing, but that's not good enough for me. I reached out to Lisa because I know that she's a longtime friend of Kobe's to talk about his legacy and their friendship. We had a really wide-ranging interview, talked about many things, and yes, we talked about that court case, because that court case has also come up. And I wanted to get Lisa's take on it as a friend who knew him well, what she thought, where that should stand.
Is it even a fair question to talk about it, considering he's no longer with us and that it was resolved? Or is it really part of his history?
I think that the media should be more respectful. At this time, it's like if you had questions about it, you've had many years to ask him that.
It was very powerful when she looked me in the eye as a member of the media to say it's time for the media to leave it alone and to back off. And I insisted that that part be in the interview because I thought that it put a nice button on that part of the conversation.
You watched it. Now, first of all, understand Lisa Lesli, fabulous Egyptian black queen handled that like a pro. She could not have done a better interview, had a better response, a better answer. Like, she was poised. That's right, poised. She's a step away from being the Queen of England. All she needed was to stick her pinky out and drink some tea. She did that interview flawlessly. But was Gayle King really wrong? Or is it just really a part of Kobe Bryant's legacy? Should we have left it in the past? Probably. You could ask him about it while he's living. I think the reason nobody would ask him about it while he's living is because he is actually innocent. I mean, I don't know if he's guilty or not, but for the most part, he's innocent because, as you heard, if the victim drops the case in a courtroom, you're innocent. I don't care what happened. You're just innocent. Unlike Kelly and Cosby, who are not innocent. So Kobe is innocent. With no reason to talk about it while he was alive. I mean, granted, they could have, but it was no reason to. Now, we're going to say Gayle and Oprah are destroying the black community. The Russell Simmons documentary. Do we think that they have a Me Too movement against all black men in America? I don't know. I mean, watch my other video. I talk about Oprah and Monique, but I don't know.
And they were looking like, what we know Monique ain't doing is lying. That's what we know she ain't doing.
Now, I will say this. If the African American community truly feels that Oprah and Gayle are out to get black people, I would immediately respond and go after some white people. I would immediately interview Harvey Weinstein and arrest them. Now, if they do it, you're going to say they only doing it because of the backlash, which should be a problem anyway, but still, maybe they should go ahead and just do it. I don't know. Point is, somebody once told me the quote is, celebrate your life in such a way that if you die, people can mourn you without regret. Kobe, I feel like, did that. For the most part, nobody can complain about Kobe. You know, somebody dies and you really can't mourn the way you would like to because, you know, of stuff they did. Kobe got past that. I think Gayle King was just doing her job as a journalist. I think we, as the African American community, just blew it up out of proportion because niggas love basketball. Granted, I could just be hating because I ain't got no game. I don't know. But that's what it is. Niggas love basketball. Like sending the lady death threats. Snoop Dogg had something to say. Boosie had something to say. 50 Cent, probably the most arrogant rapper involved when it comes to beef, because he'll take it there, was the most calm about it whatsoever. I'll let you watch a couple of those clips.
I don't give a who friend it is. I don't give a she can Obama or Oprah. Why the would you do something like that? Why would you do that to your people? You know what people going through, right? Why would you ask a fucking question like that, trying to tarnish somebody's image? You do that to your own black people. You say it.
Gayle King, out of pocket for that. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that? I swear to God, we the worst. We the fucking worst. We expect more from you, Gayle. Don't you hang out with Oprah? Why y'all attacking us? We your people. You ain't coming after fucking Harvey Weinstein asking them dumb ass questions. I get sick of y'all. I want to call you one. Is it okay if I call her one? Funky dog head bitch. How dare you try to tarnish my motherfucking homeboy's reputation, punk motherfucker. Respect the family and back off, bitch, before we come get
Kobe.
you.
And you said that it's changed you a lot. How can you elaborate more on that? How has it made you feel like you don't want to?
Well, I just said I'm not going to argue. I'm going to focus on the things that I want, go after them. A lot of people that I'm sharing, going back and forth in a disagreement with, are not even eligible for the same things. It's just, you know, I did it to compete as a part of hip-hop, like it's a sport, the competitive nature of it, but it doesn't make sense for me to continue to do it.
I'm glad you're realizing you're 50 Cent and you don't need to fight with these people. I saw that you Instagrammed about Gayle's interview with Lisa. Are you disappointed in that?
I don't understand what the goal is. To be honest, after the man's passed away, what is the goal at that point?
I don't know. Do you think that it's unfair to his legacy?
I do. I do think it's unfair. And I'm all for the actual movement and support of the movement. But is it for justice or is it for revenge? Because there's a point that, the accusations, they destroy everything. And there's no system involved. We're talking about problems that we have with the system, because the system doesn't work without good people. But if we leave it to the public court of
24 hours for your
opinion.
best friend have been pretty difficult after that interview with Lisa Lesli about Kobe. And I just wondered just how she's doing.
She is not doing well. May I say she is not? She is not doing well because she has now death threats and has to now travel with security. And she's feeling very much attacked. Bill Cosby is texting from, is tweeting from jail, and she's not doing well, and feels that she was put in a really terrible position because that interview had already ran.
It was over.
And in the context of the interview, everyone seemed fine, including Lisa Lesli. And it was only because somebody at the network put up that clip. And I can see how people would obviously be very upset if you thought that Gayle was just trying to press to get, an answer from Lisa Lesli. But she obviously, all things pass. She will be okay. But she hasn't slept in 2 days.
What do you think about all that criticism?
I think the vitriol is, I think anybody can criticize anything, but the misogynist vitriol and the attacking to the point where it is dangerous to be in the streets alone, because it's not just the people who are attacking, it's the other people who take that message and feel like they can do whatever they want.
So here's the point. Two wrongs don't make a right. You can't be sending death threat. Oprah, you just seen, Oprah is crying about it. She's sad that people are after her best friend or her lover, whichever. We haven't confirmed anything yet. But Oprah's sad. You would be sad too if people were going after your friends and family. Even if they were in the wrong. Because you could be wrong, but that doesn't mean you have to die or get death threats. Like, you really wasn't that bad. I don't think it was that bad. For me, I think that it was a question that maybe she shouldn't have asked, and it just blew up way out of proportion. And I think we, as African American, as trendsetters, have the tenacity to blow things out of proportion by even giving it life. I mean, it doesn't help that she's black, because then you got to wonder, hey, if she was like Barbara Streisand or something, and she did the same interview, asked the same questions, would she be getting the same amount of grief? We don't know, probably, but we don't know. But I'm just saying, I'm just speaking as, as an interviewer, as a journalist, as a talk show host, as a college student. I think that it was a fair and valid question. Because you got to talk about the good with the bad. Understand, everything I do on the internet will come back and hunt me. So, thing you do in heaven and hell will come back and hunt you. It doesn't have to be big, but it's part of your legacy. Michael Jackson, the king of pop. His legacy is also Peter Pan, Touching Boys, Cosby, which that's the one I'm most heard about. I feel like they're lying. But Cosby, his legacy is he's roofie people. Kobe, he had one incident, which is why he's the biggest saint of them all. And like I said, he lived a life of contingency, peace with his wife and kids. And he definitely overcame that. And maybe we should leave it in the past. But to be so ignorant and say that it never happened, that we shouldn't reference it at all, in the midst of an interview, in the midst of the media, in the midst of journalism, in the midst of if you made a Lifetime movie about Kobe Bryant's life, I bet you that's gonna be in the movie. So I'm just saying. So let's just not be that ignorant to say that we should never bring it up again. Maybe he brought it up too soon, but you know, media travels fast. But let's just not be so ignorant to send the lady death threats after, you know, bringing it up. I think it was a harmless question. When I played it back, to me, it was kind of hard to get under my skin anyway. When I played it back, it didn't seem that bad. But the lesson here is we can all go past it. Also, the lesson here is if you do something good, make sure that your good deeds outweigh your bad. Even though they're going to talk about the bad, they have a right to. They're not supposed to forget. Make sure your good deeds outweigh your bad, because truth be told, heaven or hell, salvation is the only thing that matters, and God is the only one who's going to judge in the end. So, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to Gayle King career. I think she was just being a journalist. But, hey. Alright. Comment, like, subscribe. Jamarcus New. JVE-Films. Visual with a purpose. Plain imagination. Believe in what you want to be.
I just gotta talk about it because it needs to be talked about. I don't even know why you ain't done it yet. Somebody say something.